guys. Hopefully the sound isn't too crazy. I'm driving right now, but I realized I haven't done like a broad overview of what to expect or things that you can expect to experience in gang stalking. So maybe you're not sure if it's happening to you. I mean, you're gonna be pretty sure it's happening to you. But I do think it's helpful to have like a broad sense of things that you might experience, and they might be a little different for each person. But I'll just say the things that were common with me, and some of them are really sound really crazy too, obviously. And I feel like that's part of the whole design of it, is like it's pretty unbelievable stuff, you know. So be careful who you talk to about these things, because one or two comments about gang stalking will have people looking at you like this, talking about you, you know. Oh, they're losing it. Yeah, I think they have some mental issues, you know. So be prepared for that. You got to be very careful and strategic who you speak to about it, even people you think that you can trust, you know. So that's a tough one. That's another video, but I'm just gonna give a broad sense of things that I've experienced, and also I'll say, you know, other stuff I've heard about other people experiencing. So the first thing I noticed that was not normal was hand signaling to people. So that would be like, for example, it'd be like baseball signs almost, you know. So I noticed these people were signaling to each other, right? And it started in a specific location, and then I noticed it. I started asking people about it, and then like the gaslighting will start, where you'll see something, but other people will say it's not happening, and they'll try to get you to question your sanity and all that fun stuff. I mean, you'll be looking at, like, I remember one time, it's like I'm literally looking at them signaling to each other, and I'm asking someone, I'm like, what's up with these guys over here signaling? And then he acted like he had no idea what I was saying, and I was just crazy for bringing it up. But it was like, it felt really disingenuous. It felt like the dude knew what I was saying, but didn't want to talk about it, like he was scared or something. And that happened a lot for the whole gang stalking stuff. Like, you try to get info out of people who are involved, and they act really weird about it. So that's something I noticed. Anyway, so you got the signaling. That's the first thing that started happening to me. Then the gaslighting. Then the people that I noticed were signaling, after I started asking people about it, and everyone's telling me, oh, you're tripping, all this. It was like, then they started focusing on me. Excuse me, by the way. They started focusing on me and watching me, you know, and signaling like about me. It just seemed like it switched from like I was observing it to like now like I was watching them to now they're watching me type deal. And so yeah, that was a fun experience. Then I'm like, what's going on here? And then I started noticing like strange people showing up to where I was at, and just kind of like lurking around and watching, like literally staring at me, hanging out. And then like I would get so weirded out that I would end up leaving where I was at, but then the stalking started, right? Where it's like now they're following me. And then where I went to different locations, it was like people were already there that were waiting for me. It's just like bizarre. So yeah, people will follow you, people will watch you, you'll get very weird stares, like blank stares or angry stares or just like mean stares. Just prepare to see really weird stuff that won't really make too much sense. People will follow you, and if you're wondering if someone's following you, take 3 lefts or 3 rights. right? Because logically there's no reason for them to do that unless they're following you. You know, 3 lefts make a right-handed turn, so if someone's doing that, you know they're following you. Yeah, another thing you can expect is strange vehicles following you. You'll see. Okay, so I mean, that can include a lot of stuff. But vehicles will pull up and watch you. You'll leave, they'll follow you. You might notice in it like a ridiculous amount of vehicles or people. Could be a certain color people are wearing, or a certain vehicle color, or a certain vehicle type, or license plate. Just like, I don't know, guys. Pretty much, I've realized that there's a lot of variations of the same type of stuff. That's why I'm making this video, because the gang stalking follows some sort of format, or at least tactics that they use. So yeah, you're gonna notice certain vehicles or types of vehicles, and they're gonna kind of like sensitize you to certain things, and that's kind of a deep subject too. But you're gonna notice ridiculous coincidences following you, just things that defy like mathematical probability, right? It's just like there's gonna be things that happen that are just like make you scratch your head. Someone will mention a phrase you've never heard, and then that same day you'll hear it 2 times, something like that. That's just an example, but yeah, you probably deal with a lot of threatening body language for no real reason. You won't be able to understand why people are like aggressively threatening you with their body language, and people might say stuff too that's way out of line. Threats, you might get physically threatened, or people will drive really aggressive by you. Honking horns was a huge thing with me. Like everywhere I was going, people were honking their horns at me, and it was just kind of like, this is weird, right? It's like you go onto a new street, it's like people are honking their horns. Everywhere I went, that was one thing for me. So they will sensitize you to certain sounds too. It might be like, yeah. I mean, it could be a lot of things. It could be animal sounds. It could be, they're gonna sensitize you to things that other people aren't even gonna like think is weird, right? Because really, it's not. But the way they do it is they do these sounds and they cause trauma on it, and it's kind of how like trauma-based mind control. So they add they have these triggers, which it could be like a sound or a phrase, and they have trauma tied to it. So they're putting you in a traumatic state, or cause traumatic things to happen to you while they're doing this. So now to access that trauma, all they have to do is play the sound or the phrase or whatever. And I don't know, that goes super deep, but I haven't got super into that. I just realized that was happening, and there were certain things that would kind of like trigger me that shouldn't trigger me. And so even when I was like maybe not being messed with, they traumatized you in a way that simple body movements, like I said with the hand signals, like this might start tripping you out because they've sensitized you to it. Back of the hand, swiping your eye, someone's just scratching their eye, right? But they put a trigger on that. So that's kind of deep, but might be certain types of vehicles that like stick out to you because of how often they show it to you. Like for me, it was like emergency vehicles and sirens, horn honking. Yeah. So what else? Yeah, you're gonna have weird experiences probably with just about everything. So yeah, you're gonna get threatened, most likely a lot of indirect threats too, where people are gonna be like double speaking. They're gonna be talking about one thing, but it's gonna line up to, like for example, I'm wearing a beanie. Someone would, and this is just an example, right? But they do stuff like this. It's like, they'll be like, yeah, I had this white Carhartt beanie, and someone stole it from me. I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill them when I find out who has on my white Carhartt beanie. Just stuff like that to put you on edge, right? So they're gonna use all sorts of strange tactics like that. You're probably gonna see the same people in weird circumstances. Like you might be at a gas station, right? You see someone wearing like something that stands out, and then you go, let's say it's a week later in a different town, or the same day in a different town, and you see the same person. That type of stuff will happen a lot. You might see someone and this is like, it's weird stuff, you guys. Obviously all this stuff sounds kind of crazy, but this is what you're gonna experience if you're going through it. You might see someone like, for example, I had some situations where, and I still don't know how or what this was, like I knew people that did drugs, right? And I would see these people, basically they were like homeless drug addicts, all smoked out, shot out, missing teeth, and just raggedy, right? I would see these people when I was somewhere else, I would see them dressed up nice. They look well put together, no missing teeth, nice haircuts, nice clothing, sometimes with family, stuff like that. And that, I still don't know how they did that, or I feel like a lot of the stuff is like kind of supernatural. For me, I saw a lot of very strange demonic stuff that was obviously demonic. And if you guys are new to my videos, I detail out some of my videos. I talk more about like storyline things that have happened, or I go into like a specific tactic. So this is just a broad overview of like things that you might experience. You might experience people mimicking you. I mean, you will definitely experience that. They're gonna try to make fun of you, mimic you. They might drive the same car as you. They might dress as you are. And it's just a weird thing. They'll wear the same type of clothing, and sometimes they'll try to act like you, but they'll do it in a way that is very like demeaning. They'll do it and they'll make you look like way worse than you actually look and act. People will know stuff about you that they shouldn't know. People will say things about you that they shouldn't be saying. People will be concerned with what you're doing. Something that you did when no one else was around might be brought up in public. People will be talking about you in public. The list goes on. This is just off the top of my head, you guys. I didn't write anything down, but let's see. Another fun one is like, people will switch up on you really quick. Like when someone meets you, they might be really like friendly and really cool, right? And then all of a sudden it's like they would just change and be like, start threatening you or getting aggressive, or you're gonna see a lot of strange, like, I call it street theater. It's like they just feel like very fake things that are happening around you. Just one time I saw this, like, I didn't actually see the car wreck, but the car wreck just seemed like staged and really fake, like how people were acting. People are gonna act so strange, you guys. Like, that's one thing I can't really stress enough. You're gonna see weird stuff. One time I had this guy that was screaming, right? When I started walking up to the store, he just started going off, my leg, ah! And, you know, I was used to it at this time, so I went up to him. I was like, hey, what's up, man? I play a doctor on TV. What's going on? Let me check out your leg. I looked at this dude's leg. This guy was not hurt at all. And as soon as I, like, looked at his leg and seen it, he didn't say a word. And he stopped, like, talking about his leg, and he just stayed there and looked at me. Yeah. Another time I went into the store, and I go up to, first of all, when I get in the store, like, I noticed something weird is playing on, like, the speakers in it. It just sounded like a demonic, like, this is what it sounded like. It was like, and I'm just like, and I look at the cashier, and he's just, like, smiling at me all creepy. And just, like, weird, you're gonna experience crazy stuff. And a lot of it's just to get you uncomfortable, get you in fear, try to make you go crazy, try to make you hurt yourself, end up in a psych ward, or do something to hurt them, you know, to get in jail. And that's kind of like, I feel like a lot of it is just the world system turning on you, and the spirits of darkness working in and through people and through the systems just to, like, take you out. I believe it has to do, why it's happening, it has to do with what God has planned for you, or the purposes God has for you, the person that you are. I think it has something to do with that. And I think the world recognizes something in you that's not like them, and they want to take it out before you truly realize who you are in Christ and give your life to God. And so it's almost like how it felt for me was the world is rejecting you, you know, for some reason. And even, like, some of us who don't realize who we are in Christ yet, it's like the world may recognize us, what's in us, before we recognize what's in it, you know, and the world starts rejecting us. And so, yeah, that's something you will experience. People will reject you for no reason. People will treat you funny for no reason. People will, like I said, get aggressive and be hateful and spiteful towards you, even if you're nice to them, even if you're loving on them. People will hate you even more for it. It's a crazy thing, you guys. Like, the amount of hatred that I got for no reason was, like, very, very strange to me. So, yeah, you won't be able to move quietly. Like, everywhere you go, eyes will be on you. People will be following you, worried about you. So, yeah, it's a tough go for sure. You know, if this is happening to you, and this is resonating with you, I would suggest watching some of my other videos. I try to keep a scope on what I'm talking about, because it already sounds pretty crazy just speaking on any of these things, and I realize that. But I also do realize that this is happening to a lot of people, and a lot of people don't have answers. A lot of people don't know where to go with it. It's like, my advice to any of you is you need to go to God. This is the point my life to Jesus Christ and started doing things His way, started learning from Him, and things started getting better. Like today, I don't really experience any of the gang stalking at all. Maybe like here and there's little weird things that happen. I've gone through a couple cycles of it, but it's always been like when I've backslidden and got back into drugs or other things. So yeah, it's been about a year and a half since I've experienced any of it. And life's good today, and I can appreciate, like with the right perspective, you can start realizing how this can be a blessing. It's really hard at first, but like you don't want to be a part of the world. You don't want to be part of the world system. The world and the world system is going to burn, and only the things we do for God are going to last. So I believe there's purpose in it, and God is shaking you, trying to wake you up and realize, like, look at the world. Do you want to be a part of what they, like, what those people do? And what the world does in general. It's like, it's a very evil world we live in. The world systems and the things set up by Satan, and the way that he works through people. And I mean, look around, you guys, and realize that the world could be ran any type of way, but for whatever reason, it is how it is, right? What I'm saying is, there's a reason why the world is the way it is. You know, greed, power, money, lusts. That's what runs the world. You know, that's not God's design. So, that being said, yeah, let me know if this was helpful. If you guys are new to my videos, check out some of the other ones I have up. I have more stories and things to tell. I know people like hearing about it, and for me, honestly, it was a big help to hear that other people are experiencing things like this as well. Oh, a couple other things, right? You might be hearing strange things. I've even had like personal friends that have told me about the stuff that they've heard. Just ridiculous. Like, almost like one of my friends was like talking about how basically they would have this. It sounded like a guy from a game show, just like basically being really condescending and just going in on him all day long, type of deal, you know. And then the same guy, he was talking to me how he said that he would go through like they would actually shock him with some sort of something, you know, and it would make him piss his pants. And so this guy went through it heavy, you know, for like several years. Today, he got his kids back. He was on the street for like 7 years. Got his kids back, got a nice job. He submitted his life to God, and everything stopped for him. And so, yeah, I mean, there is hope. As I know several people that have been delivered from this. You know, probably a couple dozen. All of them serving God now. So, myself included. Anyways, this is getting kind of long. I got a long drive, so I was just yapping. But let me know what you guys think. And also put questions on here. It helps me with other videos. And if I ever like speak about something you said on a comment, I'm never blasting someone. it's like I'm just gonna share my opinions on things, and it's like, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, everybody has different opinions about this, about what's going on, and my objective here is to share with people what has helped me and the perspectives that have helped me. So yeah, God bless you guys. I'll see you on the next video.